Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to USC's Bovard Auditorium and HackSC 2023. Please put your hands together for your HackSC hosts tonight, Vipul and Gabe.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing tonight? Come on. We can do better than that. I said, how are we doing tonight?
Much better. Love to hear that from you guys. And I know you guys are tired from grinding lead code all day, but we're going to need that kind of energy for the fun that we have coming up.
We would like to be the first to introduce you and welcome you tonight to HackSC 2023 and our opening ceremony. Now, we got a lot to cover, but I promise we're going to make it all quick and painless so you can get to what's not quick and painless, the hacking.
Currently, we are located in the Bovard Auditorium. Our main hacking space, however, will be in the Ronald Tudor Campus Center, which is also known as RTCC, TCC. It's where all the food is, and as you can see on the map, it's a short walk away. And if you're bad at geography or just can't read maps in general, don't worry, we will have staff directing you.
Your HackSC wristband will give you access to a bunch of different hacking spaces across TCC. Please make sure to keep your wristband on at all times, and if you experience any problems with it, you can check out the Hacker Services desk in the ballroom lobby, and also the opening and closing schedules for the hacking spaces are included in your welcome packets.
At the heart of TCC, we have the ballroom, which, as you can see, has a number of tables. Also at the ballroom will be the amazing sponsors that we have. They will have booths, so be sure to check them out.
For workshops and smaller hacker breakout sessions, you can check out the TCC classrooms on the second, third, and fourth floors. The opening and closing hours for these rooms are also included in your welcome packet.
Now, I know you all obviously read every single word on our HackSC Terms of Agreement, which you agreed to when you applied to the event. But we do want to remind you guys of the HackSC Code of Conduct.
At the end of the day, it's all really simple. Please treat all your fellow hackers with respect and kindness. We're all here to build cool things and have a good time.
And if you feel uncomfortable at any point during the event, please don't hesitate to find the nearest HackSC member, or you can also contact us via dayof@hacksc.com or 213-513-HACK.
The USC campus is closed to the public from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. every day. So if you're a non-USC student, you'll have to show your HackSC wristband as well as your government-issued ID to re-enter campus after hours. Please make sure to use the Jefferson and McCarthy exits only, as the other ones will be closed at that time.
Should you guys run into any trouble, and no, bugs in your code don't count.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but they're trouble, but like they don't count. Okay, any real trouble, you can contact the DPS, the Department of Public Safety, at 213-740-4321.
Now, should you make it over to the ballroom in one piece, you'll need to know our theme for this year's hackathon, Around the Globe.
This year, HackSC wants to explore how interconnected our world has become. So, you will consider, while hacking, the global communities that you have around the world. And that includes a lot of things, such as the humanitarian causes that you care about, the businesses that you support, the social media that you use, and even outer space.
While building your project, you'll need to pick a vertical to pursue. Our 4 verticals this year are global connections, global economy, around the globe, and global impact. Be sure to check out your welcome packets for more info about each of the verticals so you don't build something that's too out of this world.
And if you feel like you're a beginner and you don't know how to code, you're gonna just bring down your whole team, don't worry, because we have a lot of workshops for you before the hackathon, so be sure to attend those so you can get ready in no time.
This year, we will be giving out an award for the Best Beginner Hack Award, which is given to the best beginner group with the best project. And the prizes for this are gonna be Amazon gift cards that I'm pretty sure are unused, I think. Wait.
They're unused, right?
Okay, they're definitely unused. Definitely unused Amazon.
I said definitely. They're unused, guys. I said definitely.
Brand new Amazon gift cards. Brand new Amazon gift cards for the best beginner team.
And for our socially minded but indecisive friends who can't come up with their own project idea, That's too bad. Get better. Just do better. No, I'm kidding. We have your back. We have partnered with Feast, a local nonprofit that combats food insecurity and malnutrition in our very own South LA. And they have designed a challenge just for you guys.
I'm the group leader. I am running the Feast classes all around New York City in partnership with Wellness in the Schools. It's an educational program that we bring to school communities to reach out to parents, to engage them in healthy eating, to educate them on nutritional facts, to give them some culinary lessons, and to build community.
So this program has been something that brings all of us together. We talk about the things that we would never share, but now, you know, we have this space where we all can come out and talk to each other.
This is our second year, and we've had returning students from last year. By the end of that first year, we were a family.
I really believe in the power of community and connection, and how that just expands and creates a sense of wellness and connection and support.
I think the impact is very strong. I see it, the ripple effect happening all over the place. I see how it's impacting the way people are sort of feeding their families and just responding to the world that we have to all, you know, struggle to navigate in terms of feeding ourselves well.
All right, thank you so much, Feast, for working so hard and giving our hackers a challenge.
All right, so after you've picked a vertical, you now have 36 hours to ideate, code, break your code, cry, debug some more, and hack your project together. And final project submissions are due 8 a.m. this Sunday sharp. 8 a.m. sharp. Remember that, set a reminder, GCal it, tattoo it on your teammate's head, whatever you need to do to remember it.
And after your submission, you will go through the judging process. And if you survive that and emerge victorious, you can expect some pretty cool prizes, including Keychron mechanical keyboards, which you can use to type out positive reviews about our event.
Sony headphones that you can use to drown out the sound of your teammates' keyboards clicking and clacking. An air fryer that you can use to, it's a good one.
Yeah, an air fryer fries.
Fry, yeah, and many more.
So before we get to clacking and hacking, we would first like to thank our amazing sponsors who have made this event possible and brought it to life. So first, we would like to welcome Stephanie to the stage. Stephanie from Elastic.
Hi. So I didn't know I was first, so this is really exciting. So my name is Stephanie Regiel. I work for Elastic. I am a global program manager for Elastic and Students and Educators. So really quick, I have a very limited amount of time, but just a show of hands, like who actually knows what Elastic is? And it's okay, you don't have to lie. Awesome, well, okay, good. Hardly anybody. So that's why we're here to introduce you to it. It's something you use all the time. We're one of the largest free and open search and analytic platforms that's out there. So you use it every day with your apps, with different programs that you're running. But we're here, and luckily we get to present to you a workshop tomorrow to teach you a little bit about what Elastic is. So it's an introduction to Elasticsearch and Kibana. It's tomorrow, 11 a.m. with Lisa Jung in TCC 227, I think, but just check your schedule. So definitely come to that. Lots of free swag tomorrow, free product access. We're happy to give that out. And I am here just representing Elastic as an arm of our community that supports students and educators. So we have a program dedicated specifically to you to provide you with training, support, product access, everything that you need to kind of get up and running with Elastic, to learn what it is, how to use it, and then hopefully bring it into industry. I mean, it's used by thousands of companies, and it's a highly sought after skill. So I'm super excited to be here. We're really excited to sponsor HackSC, I think for like the 3rd year running, and to be in person this year, which is really great. And I hope to get to meet some of you tomorrow, both at our booth and at our workshop. And then you'll get access to my info, and you can definitely email me and talk to me about any questions that you have. But good luck to all of you, and we hope to see you tomorrow. So thanks so much.
Give a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much, Stephanie. Okay, next up, we have a word from another one of our amazing sponsors, 2K.
Thank you so much, 2K, for your support. Now, a quick word from another one of our sponsors, Arcus. Please welcome to the screen the CTO of Arcus, as well as a USC alumni, Kayur Patel.
And a leader in networking infrastructure. We are based in Bay Area and are backed by Silicon Valley's Tier 1 venture capital firms. We empower businesses to transform their networks, and our technology accelerates their ability to launch new revenue-generating services with the most flexible consumption model at the lowest total cost of ownership in the industry. Our technology is also modernizing 5G networks from edge to multi-cloud with a unified cloud-native programmable platform. Enterprises also use Arcus to improve their data center economics through the use of merchant silicon. So come build the future with us at Arcus. Join me, a fellow USC alumnus, and help transform networks at our cutting-edge, rapidly growing networking software company. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Arcus. And now we're very excited to welcome Caesar Soule of USC Center for Artificial Advanced Research Computing Center. So please welcome Caesar Soule to the stage.
Hey everyone, I'm Caesar Soule. I'm with the Center for Advanced Research Computing. What we do is, if you have a problem that you can't fit onto your laptop, we're here to help you. So we provide, we run the USC supercomputer. We provide computational power. We provide large data storage. We provide enterprise-grade GPUs. We also do consultations and workshops on scientific computing. And this coming fall, we'll be teaching a class on machine learning and data science. We'll also be deploying a platform for hybrid, oh my gosh. There's a lot of people in here. I guess that's a really successful HackSC event. But we're going to be deploying a hybrid cloud platform for virtual machines, custom virtual machines. And if you'd like to learn more, you can visit our website, carc.usc.edu, or send email. And the best thing about all of this is that it's free. It's available to all USC faculty, staff, students. So thanks, everyone, and I hope you have a great HackSC.
Thank you so much, Caesar. And thank you to all our sponsors. This event really wouldn't be possible without them, so thank you so much.
Before we continue, we would also like to welcome to the stage Lavanya Sharma from Athena Hacks to tell you all a bit more about another amazing opportunity for hackers at USC.
Hi, everyone. How are y'all doing? Sweet. All right. So my name is Lavi. I am one of the lead organizers for Athena Hacks, which is USC's largest and first all-female and marginalized gender identity hackathon here at USC. So we are actually really excited to be hosting our 7th annual event, actually this month in a couple of weeks, right here at Bovard in the TCC Ballroom. This is a really great way to meet more people in programming, build some really cool projects. We'll have free food, free merch, free boba for anyone who's a fan. And basically, it'll be a really cool event, just a safe space to ask questions, learn new skills, make mistakes. We encourage that kind of thing here, and just have a really great community of female and non-binary engineers by the end of the weekend. So if you're interested, feel free to visit our website at athenahacks.com or visit our socials. You can also send an email to athenahacks@gmail.com with any questions, and I would be really excited to see you there. Thank you so much, and have a great weekend.
Thank you so much, Lavanya, for taking the time to talk to us about Athena Hacks. We hope to see you all there.
Also joining us today, we are extremely honored and blessed to introduce to you guys a man of many talents, previously the co-founder of Canna Software, an enterprise software firm, a professor at Stanford University, and most recently, the founder of the world's most famous social fitness app. We would like to welcome to the stage the CEO and co-founder of Strava, Michael Horvath.
All right, HackSC, thank you. Hello, I'm Michael Horvath. I am the co-founder and CEO of Strava. You may not know what Strava is, so I will start by just describing it. It is a community around the world of people who like to be active, any kind of activity. And when you put your activity into Strava, you get kudos, Strava kudos, which is someone giving you a high five, and it feels really good. And then you go out and do it again, and then you give them kudos. That's the way it works. It's a community of people who are really excited about movement. So it's free to download and use. It's a subscription-based service, but you can use it for free as long as you like. And we welcome all people to download the app. In fact, right now, you can probably download it right now if you don't have it. So if you do know Strava, you probably know what I've been talking about, what a kudo is, and you might have some friends who also use Strava, but it's now grown to a community around the world of over 100 million people who wake up every day and put a little movement into their lives. And it didn't start that way. So I'm going to tell you the story of where this came from and kind of like where it is today and maybe a little bit about where it's going. And I don't think it's just Strava's story. I think this is important for anyone who's thinking about the future of how we live our lives. It's going to be, there's going to be something around the digital experience that brings your real world life to life. And Strava is just one of many that's like this. But what's interesting about Strava, and I think a lot of other companies and experiences like this, is that it's built around connection with other people. Community is what makes Strava special. It's our superpower. There are lots of different ways to track a workout. You can complete your rings on your Apple Watch or your Fitbit. You don't have to have a community of people you're connected to, but that's what makes Strava special, and that makes all the difference. So let's start with where did this come from? And I'm going to take you all the way back to last century, and I'm talking about the 1986. And I am an undergrad. I don't think all of you are undergrads, but many of you are undergrads. I am at Harvard University, and I am a junior. And I'm on the crew team. I joined the crew team. I'd never rowed before, but it doesn't really matter what sport or where. But I meet this guy named Mark, and he's also just joined the crew team because he's a freshman. And we become friends, and we train together for 2 years, and then I graduate, and then he graduates. And we had this great experience being on this team together. And then fast forward to 1994, and I got a PhD in economics, and I'm teaching at Stanford. And there's Mark, he's living in Palo Alto. And there's this thing called the internet that's brand new. We didn't know what it was. And he'd come to my office at Stanford from his office in Palo Alto, and we'd sit there and talk about what is the internet going to do in our lives. And I think he came to my office because I actually had an internet connection, and he didn't in his. That's the way it worked back then. And we thought to ourselves, the thing that we missed the most is actually the team, the people who we showed up to at the boathouse every day, and we just had a lot of fun. We trained hard. It just meant a lot to our daily lives. And we missed that team. And so we said, well, could we create the team with the internet? Could we create the virtual locker room? And we went out and talked. Back then, there were no apps and there were no smartphones. It was websites. And no one knew how to build a website. You had to go to somebody who knew how, and they charged you, some money. And I know today you can pretty quickly whip up a website with tools that are easily available. But back then, it was just, this is all new, right? And the people who were, the companies that we wanted to talk to is about building a website that would give us this virtual locker room. They said, let me get this straight. You want people who don't know each other to share personal information with each other on the internet. That's never going to happen. People aren't going to just share stuff about where they are or what they're doing or maybe a photo with complete strangers. It just won't happen. So they said that's a really bad idea. And that's what led to starting this other company called Kana Software that had nothing to do with working out or community or anything. And it was really boring. I'm not going to talk about it. But fast forward after Kana, and Kana was a pretty big success for a time, and then it wasn't. But we took it public in 1999. We learned how to start a company through Kana. I learned how to ruin my academic career through Kana, and I eventually stopped being an economist. But fast forward to about 2008, and we start talking about, well, if we were going to start another company, what would we do? And we said, remember that idea about the virtual locker room? Well, we still have the problem that we don't have connection to people around being active, and we miss that. And so we looked around and we said, the world has now changed. In our pockets is this thing that can actually not only track a workout, because it has GPS in it, it can also connect us to a community, because there are about 100 apps in the App Store by 2008. 100. Today, I had millions of apps in the App Store. But there are about 100 apps in the App Store, and some of them are actually workout apps where you track a workout. But we're going to make it different. We're going to make it about community, because that's what mattered to us. And so now the world is different. People think it's a good idea. We start this company. And we just never knew how it was going to, exactly what was going to happen. We said it doesn't have to be big. It just has to be great. It has to be something you want to wake up every day and see what your friends are doing, and see, you can contribute your workouts and connect around that with other people. And when you put it out in the world, you'll see what happens, because that's what your customer will tell you. They'll tell you whether they like it. So from 2009, when we got a team together around this, until 2019, we grew from just the two of us using this app, once we built it, to about 50 million people around the world. And we thought, this is a pretty good business. We were growing by word of mouth. One friend telling their friends about the app, and it grew to about 50 million people. And the interesting thing was, most of these people are not in the United States. It's not like this has anything to do with where you're located. It's spread around the world without us trying. We weren't trying to be global. We just were. It's kind of universal. Where people are active, it's everywhere. And then in 2020, the pandemic changed everyone's lives. But it changed in a very specific way. People found themselves with a lot more time and a lot less connection in real life. And so what they were looking for was, how do I connect with other people around something that matters to me? And there was this app called Strava. And in a matter of 2 years, so it took us about 10 years to get to 50 million people around the world. In 2 years, we get to 100 million. And that's the power of community, right? That if something's helping you live a better life, getting past this really tough part of your life with the pandemic that changed everything, you reach out to other people, you connect with them, and it helps. So we grew a lot during the pandemic, and people found their way to Strava, and they found what it can do for them, and it helped them get through that moment, and many of them stayed, and they're active, and we continue to grow. And we want that to be what we're known for. We want to be the service that motivates the world to move, that helps everyone be healthier and fitter, that's all types of movement. There's over 50 different sport types. We started with cycling, but we moved to just everything you can do. We just added pickleball. I don't know if anyone's into pickleball, but it seems to be sweeping the world. So community, it's not just about you and who you're connected to. It's also a way to solve really, really tough problems. In 2015, we thought to ourselves, well, we have all this data about how people are moving, because that's you get a GPS track when you upload the activity. And we said, what else could we be doing to help solve some of the world's problems? And we thought about movement in cities is really an interesting challenge. Where do we put the bike lanes? How do you design safe intersections? How do you use where are people active in parks, and how much do they use them? And over the course of a couple of years, we developed a service called Strava Metro, which is the world's largest database of human-powered movement, turned into a tool for city planners to figure out things like infrastructure investments. That wouldn't be possible if you didn't have the desire for people to upload the data, because it's fun and interesting to use. That's Strava. But then you can turn that data into this anonymized, aggregated source of information to solve a problem for a city or a country or the world, to help reduce congestion, help reduce pollution, get more people outside, break down the social injustice of hundreds of years of investment into areas of the representation and not into the areas of the unrepresentation. So Strava Metro is a community solution to a big world problem, a set of big world problems. Public health may be the next frontiers. How do you look at where people live and how healthy they are through the lens of how much do they move and what do they do when they move? So as I'm thinking about what this event is all about, which is how, throughout the world, in the global context, what are the ways in which communities of people, 2 or 3 people, 20 or 30 people, 2 to 3 million people can solve problems together? What are the ways in which you can connect them, inspire them, motivate them perhaps, share the information, tap into the collective intelligence of that group in order to find the solution to what you need, whether that's move more, whether that's reduce pollution, whether that's distribute resources better to solve whatever problem you're trying to solve. And I think that's the future of Strava too. If I'm thinking ahead to what we're doing next, where it's going, and what we hope is that we can build out even more of that sense of community into helping to connect you, and so that Strava can be the place where you can answer questions that you may have, like where's the best place to go to find a yoga class near the campus, or I've got a pain in my Achilles tendon and I'm supposed to run a 5K tomorrow with a friend. What do I do? Those are kinds of things you can't solve on Strava today, but I know that the answer exists inside our community. And I'd love for Strava to be the place where you can ask those kinds of questions about living a healthier and more active life. I hope we can do that really soon. So let's see, when we go forward and think about what it means to have ideas that turn into companies, I think that's also another aspect of what I look back at in my years of starting things and what the experience has been. It's been, the reward comes in building something that's monetarily successful, but the biggest reward comes from connecting the group of people who come to work on the idea to the solution that they create and what that does for the world. Like that's the incredibly rewarding part, is unlocking the potential of that group of people and seeing that their work actually means something to people that use the product or use the service. So as I think back and look back at the years, it's been now 14 years since we started started Strava, and I look ahead to the future, that's, I think, what we want to continue to go back to, is building that thing that people love every day, that they wake up every day wanting to use, and then that's the reward, is that we see that just is incredibly satisfying, that they find joy and value in that. So I'm going to end here with those remarks, and we do have some time for questions if people want anything specific about starting companies, Strava in general, feature requests, happy to take them. If you have any concerns or questions about anything that you've heard, glad to answer it.
All right, if you guys have any questions, feel free to go to Vipul there.
I'll bring the mic to you.
He'll bring the mic to you. Or you can raise your hands.
Just raise your hand.
Okay, I see a blue shirt there.
Hi, I was just wondering what was like the largest, most difficult challenge you encountered when starting your app and like first like getting to that MVP stage?
In the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, well, I suppose that the biggest thing was trying to come up with something novel. Like, there were a lot of different ways to track a workout. It's like, that was a well-solved problem of just collecting the GPS points and representing it on a map and showing some statistics. But to unlock the idea that someone else would care about it, you had to make it relevant. We created something called Strava Segments, which was the brainchild of Davey Kitchell, who's someone who I met along the journey of starting Strava, and he was trying to solve a simple, he thought it might be a problem for himself, which is, how do I compare the time I'm going up the climb from the street to, up my driveway to my house, which is in Vermont, a very kind of hilly area, compare the time today to the time yesterday when I'm riding my bike. He just wanted to do that comparison, and he thought maybe he could figure out a way to compare that using GPS points. Pretty straightforward when you know what segment you're riding. But then as you start just saying, all this data is coming in, how do you match one person's rides against another person's rides based on GPS points? And back in 2008 or so, a lot of the toolkits that that we have today were just not in existence. So we had to create the technology to be able to do that. That's like an example of computationally, but doing it at scale. Those are usually the hardest things that we've had to come across, is geolocation-based data computationally at scale for data from anywhere. If I think back to like what's hard about that is the computation stuff. It's the actually making the technology work. But the other part that's hard is you're not sure, you're going to invest all this time and effort into getting the solution, but you actually aren't 100% sure that it's the answer to somebody's problem, that it's actually going to matter to whatever you're trying to create. So a lot of what I think is really important about how you start anything that turns into a company or a research project is starting with the right question, as opposed to, I have this thing that is the solution and I'm going to see if it works. Start with the right question. And usually, like, the way to know if it's the right question is to test. You got to test and learn. And in our case, we developed a rudimentary prototype of this segment matching algorithm, and we didn't do it at scale. That was the hard problem. But first, we put it out in the hands of 20 people in the world and said, try using this thing. We could do it for 20. And it came, like, it basically, they told us, they confirmed to us that this was the answer to this was the right thing to be working on, because it changed the way that they thought about riding their bike. It was only cycling back then. They liked it more. They enjoyed it. They were doing it more. And that's exactly the kind of thing we were looking for, is to differentiate ourselves from other ways to just track a workout.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It was really nice hearing from your presentation. The question I wanted to ask was, if you could go back 20 years and give yourself some advice, what would you tell yourself?
It's a great question. Thank you for asking it. Let's see. I think the last 20 years, if I go back to, so I'm 56, I was 36 20 years ago. Balance in life is not a flat line. Balance is the peaks and the valleys, and they repeat. So when you are looking for balance, your goal is not to find that it's all equals out. Your goal is to compensate the peaks and the valleys in a way that feels right to you. So what I mean by that is, I think the best advice I could have given myself is make sure you're really intellectually and emotionally honest about your peaks and valleys. The story, I'll share a few stories maybe, is that when I was 36, I have 4 kids. They were very young back then. The oldest is now 29, the youngest is 24. And so the peaks and valleys on my life also were like, how much was I around in their lives when they were really young? And that's like an example of you don't get that back. And it's not that they lost out. I have learned since it's that I lost out. I missed out on aspects of their childhood that I can't get back, and that's my loss. And I always was thinking, am I doing enough for them? But I was not recognizing, was I doing enough for myself in a way that I would now be able to look back at the peaks and valleys and see that I have balanced that out. That would be probably the biggest thing I can say now back to my 36-year-old self, because I was very hell-bent on trying to do whatever I was doing to the max, and that probably wasn't the right approach to life.
Thank you. I think afterwards, yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Okay, thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Michael. Right. Thank you so much, Michael. Please give him another round of applause, guys. He'll also be around after the show for a little bit, so feel free to catch him then. He's going to be at the ballroom.
All right. So I know you all are anxious to start hacking, but reality check, coding isn't all that there is to life or this weekend. We have a bunch of workshops and events planned for you, such as the Hacker Favorite, Puppy Pen, a scavenger hunt, and a movie night. To access these events and gain Battle Pass points for these, you need to use our portal, Hibiscus, which is this open source platform that we developed this year. I just want to say a huge, huge thank you to our engineering and design teams for working so hard on Hibiscus this year and creating open source software for all of us to use. So give them a big round of applause, please.
Our very first event, Game Night, will be held at the ballroom right after the show. It will be where team matching will happen, so if you haven't found your teammates, you'll find them there.
Also, don't forget to follow us on social media and use the hashtag HackSC 2023 to post about us and also tag us in your posts and stories.
And remember that all the events that you go to and social media engagement will get you Battle Pass points. And those points will be important because the topmost hackers have the chance to win additional prizes.
If you have any questions and concerns, feel free to contact us at our phone number, 213-513-HACK. If you have any complaints or...
Get some sleep. Please, sleep is important, guys. It's 36 hours long, but you want to stay healthy. All right, so
did we get
about
everything?
health. And
we did the health thing. Do you think they're going to sleep?
No, they're not. They're definitely not.
They're not going to sleep. I hope they shower, though.
Yeah, cleanliness is important. Yeah, I really hope they shower.
Yeah. DPS. We did
DPS.
The air fryer. Did we do the air fryer?
Oh, yeah. No, I love the air fryer. I think that's like the best.
The air fryer is the whole event.
Yeah.
The air fryer is the whole event. Yeah.
And then,
we're doing... see DPS that. I think we got everything.
Welcome package.
Welcome packet.
Oh, no, we
yeah,
said
welcome
that a lot.
packet.
We said that
that.
like 8 times. All right.
Okay.
Sorry,
we got
guys.
everything.
Just had to make sure that we had everything that we needed to say. And yeah.
Yeah. And with everything covered, let the hackathon begin. Ready?
Set.
Hack.